Welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. It's Uncle Bruce here. Welcome to Thursday, May the 27th, 2021. Another fun day coming up here in the markets. How are the shares going to do that we're following the most? So far, not too many complaints. I think we're going to have ourselves an interesting day today. Do you ever think that Google would ever buy Gore's Holdings, thinking about buying more? Wow. Well, I wonder, I don't know about Google, but I'm wondering about anybody. What about maybe, how about a company like Zillow? What about Zillow buying Gore's Holdings, acquiring Matterport and making it a part of the real estate thing? That would be a fit. What about an insurance company, a massive insurance company buying Gore's Holdings with Matterport in it? Because Matterport is being used by insurance companies to measure rooms and to record people's homes. They're not for sale. They're just recording it for insurance coverage purposes. They're putting the camera in the middle of the kitchen and they're showing off the model of every appliance in there. They're showing off the china cabinet and what's in there. They're showing off the flooring, the work done on the house, or the lack of work on the house. I mean, good and bad. Insurance companies have a real interest in Matterport. Engineering companies, a huge interest in Matterport. You're a contractor? Oh man, do you love Matterport? You're a contractor. You can bring those cameras in here or use your own cell phones. And as you scan these rooms, you're getting all the measurements of all these rooms. If you're a contractor and you've ripped out the walls of a house because you're remodeling it, you'll do the Matterport with the walls all ripped out, right down to the studs. Now you're doing your Matterport. That gives you measurements while constructing. This is such a massive machine. This Matterport technology is just beyond people's comprehension to understand. It is massive. So do not be surprised if Matterport does really well once they've traded with Gore's, and or perhaps could be a target in the not too distant future. It's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but anything is possible. Can you help us decipher between volume and open interest in an option contract? It's simple. When you write a contract, you're creating a new contract out of thin air, and that's adding to the open interest. The open interest is how many call contracts have been written, how many have been created. The volume is how many are trading. Now, once you create a call contract, you sell it, you're now short that call contract, and you either buy it back or let it expire, one way or the other. The call contract is now trading on the open market in Chicago, and contracts trade all the time. There are day traders that flip contracts all the time. And there are market makers that make contracts, they trade in contracts, they buy them back, they rewrite them, they're all over the place. So the open interest number fluctuates all the time. The open interest number goes up and down depending on whether you buy your contract back or not. So if you wrote 10 call contracts today, the open interest went up by 10. You buy your 10 contracts back tomorrow at a lower price, scored a profit, you've bought them back, there are 10 fewer open interest left in that contract. That's how that works. The volume is just how many trade. Contracts turn over all the time. So you can have 1,000 open interest and 5,000 contracts trading if it's an active market. That is doable. And or the opposite, 3,000 exist and only 300 traded. That can happen too. All right. Uncle Bruce, what do you think realistically GameStop could possibly go to? Guys, it was $160 2 weeks ago. It was $170 a week ago. It's $248 right now. Do the math. It's up 50% in a week to 10 days. Could it do that in the next 10 days? Yeah, it could. Will it? I don't know. But it could. I've always said that it could do this. I've always said that the shares could take a run, but these shares also can take a drop. Have you seen drops? Have you been with me with drops before? You've seen them out of nowhere. You've seen them. Don't be surprised. Just be open-minded to what's happening here. We're at 249.17 right now. We're approaching the high of the day. Be open-minded to surges and drops because it is now trading on emotion rather than on reality. And that's with AMC, same thing. It's emotional, very emotional right now. AMC 2178. 2183. There's a lot of emotion on AMC right now. 91 million shares. There are people in there who are going, I never thought it would break 20 again, but it did. I'm getting in now. And there are people being taunted who are not getting in to get in. And that's unfortunate because I hate to see people get in on a high trade, but there are those out there who are saying, oh, this isn't a high trade, because they're just, they're ignoring reality of the situation that this stock was $9 2 weeks ago when they raised $450 million, and it's now $21.80 a share. I think it's kind of high, but that's just, an outsider looking in. Up to you how you want to play this. In your opinion, this isn't a squeeze on GameStop? There's a pullback due. Yep. I think so. I do. I don't think this isn't enough volume. GameStop hasn't got enough volume to squeeze up. It's going to run into some profit taking and some flipping and some churning. And those of you who've written calls and you're in the money, just sit tight and just watch this fluctuate. It's only up $1.22. It's come up from its low of the day of 227. So it looks impressive, like it's had a big move. It's only up $1.20 on GameStop today. AMC is up $1.64. It was just up $2 a moment ago. That one is definitely got some squeeze action going on it, but I don't know how much longer it can go. I don't know how much more squeeze action there'll be. There are a lot of people on AMC that have been in this stock now for the last 3-4 weeks who've been buying it 9 and 10, 11 and 12 and 13 and 14. A lot of trading at 13 and 14. I mean, hundreds of millions of shares that were picked up at 13 to 14. Folks are looking at now at this stock at 21 to 22 going, whoa, what do I do? And some of you might sell half of it and take a profit, ride the other half for free. Some of you will do that. Some of you will write options right now. If you're really playing this game to the max, you'll write options right now at 22, 23, 24, 25 and take in some serious premiums that are being used and ride the cash train now. But it's up to you guys. You got to decide what to do. 10 October 15, 1750s for 410. For $20 contracts for 325, 2250s or 270, $25 contracts 235. How would you know what to pick? So if you're looking to buy IPOE contracts, if you're going to pick up the October 1750s, they're in the money a little over $2.30. So you're paying $1.80 premium on top of the 410. Excuse me. Let me start again. The 1750s are in the money, $2.30. The difference between the $230 and the $410 price is $180 a contract. You're paying a time premium of $180 to buy the 1750s. That's number one. The $20 contracts are $325. They're out of the money because the stock's at 1983. That's all premium. I'd recommend the 1750s. Buy them at 410. If you got the $410, you can get one contract. You control 100 shares. The shares go to $25, just $25. That 1750 contract has a $750 book value and will probably have at least $1 time value on it. That'll be a $900 contract. You'll more than double your money on a $410 purchase. The stock goes to $30 between now and October. It goes to $30. Then that is worth $1,250 plus probably $100 premium. That'll be roughly a $1,350 contract. You triple your money. There you have it. Someone I'd be looking at, Christina. But I prefer you get into January contracts, January 2022s. Then you can look at 20s or 2250s. That's what I would be doing, as well as for leverage. Okay. I'd like to get an idea of the rough cost of classes and capital needed to learn and play, of course, at your leisure, Bruce. A little time and notice, get the money together. I will give you weeks of notice. I promise you. When we know when the first class starts, we're not going to say, oh, tomorrow we're doing it. That's not going to happen here. You're going to get plenty of time. Members of this channel will be given first dibs to attend classes, obviously. Members earn the right to know about these classes before anyone else does. Members get to book first. It could well be that with the restricted restricted number of people coming into the classes, that the members will gobble them all up for the first months that we do them. I don't know how often we're going to do them. It might be once a week, once every 2 weeks. This is all to be determined. How long they're going to be, the cost, how many people, all this stuff. The reruns, there'll be a cost for those. We have to establish that. There's a ton of stuff we're going to be doing here, and we will give you lots of warning about it. Okay, so nothing overnight, nothing last minute. All right. Charles Carver, buddy, thank you. Bruce, thank you for all your help. Let's pretend the stock is around a $230 price. This is GME at 3 o'clock on Friday. Okay, how would you handle a 210 call if you had sold it? I wouldn't want to roll it for fear the price could rocket any time. Is that thinking wrong? So if the stock is trading at 230 towards the end of the day on Friday, and you wrote a 210 call, your 210 call is $20 in the money. So it'll be trading at around $20 to $21 a contract as we get closer to the bell. If you buy the call back against whatever you sold it for, you either made money, lost money, or broke even on that contract. Obviously, my hunch is when you wrote this contract, the GameStop shares were nowhere near $230 a share. They were probably at 180, 185, 175, somewhere down there. So you are up nicely on your stock. You may lose a little on your option contract. Maybe you sold it at 10 and you're buying it back at 20, or you sold it at 15 and you're buying it back at 20. You're losing hundreds of dollars on your option, but you made thousands on your stock. Okay. Once you buy the call back, whenever you do that, you're under no obligation anymore to have your shares be bought away from you at $210 a share. Okay, great. You don't have to write a new contract if you don't want to that day or any time. You can decide down the road if and when you write contracts or a contract ever again. So, Charles, if you pick off this, you buy this thing back, you watch for a dip on the stock. It's 240 right now. It dips this afternoon to 215. Scoop them back for $5, $6, $7, $8 each. I bet you're making money on them. If the stock goes to 225, you're probably getting them for 15 to $20 a share. Maybe you're breaking even. It's up to you. But between now and Friday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, these contracts will shrink in value right down to just about the book value they're worth. There will be very little premium left on them. And that's when you're going to consider buying them back. That's what most of the traders do in the option market anyway. 99% of the options that trade out there, they don't get exercised even when they're in the money, because the buyers and the sellers, the guys who are short buy them back, the guys who are long sell them off, and people get ready to roll into the next one next week. So that's the deal there. Charles, I hope that helped you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. And thank you for that donation very much, as always. Thank you very much. All right, guys, there it is. Thank you all for being here at this point. What a day we're having today. Thank you all for following me here and staying on the top of this market with us. Thank those of you who are subscribing to this channel. If you're becoming a subscriber, I really thank you for that. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification icon. We'll keep you posted on what's going on. Thank you, everybody, for that. If you'd like to talk to me about a 1-hour session, you want to get together with me, send me an email through my email address, which is right here. It's the old school hotmail.com email address. Send me an email. Say, Bruce, I'd like to talk to you on a one-on-one session. When can you book me in? I'd like to make a reservation and lock it in right away.